Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of The Wellness Show by Iskandar Investment Berhad. I'm Elaine Daly and I'm very happy to introduce to you our next guest for the show, who is Dato Nick Boden. Hi, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
We are going to be talking about health today, how health is wealth. And maybe you can give us a little take, in keeping with the initiatives of IIB, what health means to you.
Well, health means a few things. Number one is, of course, physical health, being able to move around pain-free, enjoy time with your family, enjoy doing the things that you like doing. Of course, there's mental health, which is more and more important nowadays, ensuring that you're mentally sound and are able to conduct yourself in a way that allows you to enjoy your life. And of course, there's the spiritual side of health as well. Making sure that you're in an environment that brings out the best in you. So health is really a triangle of wellness that involves those three things.
I understand that you have worked before with IIB and you know about their sustainability initiatives and how health, especially in that field, you bring that into the whole equation. What do you think, the people out there and also our friends of IIB, what can they bring into their healthy lifestyle?
Well, I feel IIB is very well positioned because of Medini and the main precinct that IIB has created, which covers all different aspects of life, from healthcare to wellness to nature. There's a large focus on the retirement community coming out from both Malaysia and also with the Johor, Singapore Special Economic Zone, and the focus on wellness, on healthcare. Of course, senior living, which is a really big focus of mine as well. I think IIB is the leader in Malaysia in terms of developing a purpose-built precinct that encompasses all those aspects of life. Sustainability and healthcare are hand in hand. You can't be healthy in an environment that's polluted, that's not sustainable in terms of what's going on around the environment that IIB has created. So I feel that those two things go hand in hand. And IIB have worked hard to do that, and it's great to be involved in that area, especially in the healthcare side.
Okay. You mentioned mental health and how important it is these days. Why do you think that it should be given the utmost importance?
We all work so hard every day to be able to provide for our families and for ourselves. There's always at the expense of something. Of course, it's the expense of time, of effort and energy, but it shouldn't be at the expense of your mental health. If you work so hard to be able to accumulate this wealth and you want to retire into a place like Medini, for example, but you don't have your wits about you, or you develop early dementia or Alzheimer's as a result of incredible amounts of stress, then what's the point? So I feel mental health is really important because you don't want that to be the expense of working hard. You want to enjoy your retirement, you want to enjoy your life, and an important part of that increasingly now we can see is mental health. Malaysians' average life expectancy has almost doubled in the last 50 years, and at 76, 80, 85, look at our previous Prime Minister, Tun M, 100. You want to be able to, it's amazing, right? But you want to be able to be sharp, you want to be able to be happy, you want to be able to be functional so that you can enjoy your time and the time with your family.
A lot of people out there would want to know some tips, when it comes to health. And you've been in the healthcare business for a long time now, and especially where chiropractic is concerned. Are there any tips? I mean, this is a work from home Friday show, where they can sit back and, chill out a little bit. Are there any tips that you can give for them to do a little bit of stretches or, kind of like keep them a little bit more chilled out?
Well, I think you mentioned the word sitting. And
yes.
Unfortunately, sitting is now...
And I straight away said...
Yes, it's the new form of smoking, actually, is sitting. Sitting is now associated with many chronic diseases, from prostate cancer to obesity due to lack of activity, to spinal problems, to other joint problems. So don't sit, move around. We know that it's important to do at least 45 minutes of strenuous exercise a day, and that's associated with longevity and reducing the incidence of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. So if you're hanging out at home, don't be lying on your couch or sitting all day. I think that would be a real issue. So we want you to be moving around, get into your neighborhood, walk around, get vitamin D, get into the early morning or late afternoon sunshine, especially for females. So exercise, I mean, I know we hear it all the time, but that really is the game changer. Increase in exercise amongst Malaysians because of things like pickle coming on board into the community. So get involved in the community as well. I think that's also important. More and more people are not having large families. The birth rate is dropping as well. And that would imply that people have got smaller communities to interact with. So get involved with the community, walk, volunteer, so that you're taking care of not just your health, but also your mind and spending your time wisely. Don't spend too much time on gadgets, all the normal stuff that we're hearing. But really, exercise seems to be, if you look at longevity, what you really need to be doing. Exercise.
And of course, nutrition and sleep as well.
Correct.
What's your take on that?
When you bring in healthcare professionals into a corporate environment, and it's done in a way that's focused on individual health, so tailor-made programs for each individuals, identifying individuals that are at high risk of things like stroke or heart attack or high blood pressure, and working with them and linking that to some form of reward system where it's done in a positive way, I think is important for companies to do, because you spend so much money as a company investing in human capital.
That's right.
Training people, and if it's the expense of not having a healthy employee, that's not good. And we know that when you exercise, your productivity improves, you feel happier, you have more energy. So I think companies can really work on very interactive ways to help employees, empower them with the tools and the skills to be able to be healthy. So for example, working on data with individual employees to see where their problem is and providing that to the employees, I think is a game changer. And that's happened in certain countries.
Now, before we end this little chit chat, what are your top 3 tips you would give where health is concerned to anyone out there watching this?
Get a baseline check, So I think in Malaysia, we're very blessed with being able to walk into a health facility and getting a whole baseline of your health. So what is your cholesterol? What is your BMI, your body mass index? What is the state of your heart, the coronary arteries that are supplying blood to your heart muscles? It's relatively affordable to do, and I think there are some tax breaks around that too. So find out what your baseline is. Where are you today? Don't guess. And use that data to then create some positive healthcare changes. So I would say that would be a really important thing, is find out where you are health-wise. How healthy are you? And part of those tests are looking at things that are markers for things like cancer. Control blood pressure. That's a really important one, because that seems to be related a lot to obviously cardiovascular health and sugar. That's really, sugar is the killer in Malaysia.
So are you trying to say no more teh tarik's?
Well, I think it hasn't done us well. I think a significant reduction in sweet drinks when we go to the mamak, for example. My rule of thumb is just drink water. That's the easiest thing. Now and again, perhaps a teh tarik, but again, it really boils down to where your baseline is. If you're a diabetic, you should just not be drinking teh tarik. It's as simple as that. Yeah. But if you get yourself healthier, of course, you can spoil yourself now and again. But sugar
in
seems
moderation,
to be the one. In moderation, but sugar is the big issue here in Malaysia. It's linked to multiple diseases, and type 3 diabetes is what we would call neurological changes and degeneration in your brain. It's kind of commonly now known in the medical field as type 3 diabetes, because sugar is definitely related to inflammation and cardiovascular disease, and that's going to affect how your brain works. What's the point in looking good and having a great retirement plan, but you can't remember the name of your spouse or your kids?
Yeah.
I think that's really what we're looking at the moment.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
When's your next time that you're going to head down south to Johor?
Well, talking of retirement plans, that would be a lovely place to retire.
And what's your favorite food there?
I like Johor laksa.
Okay.
Sometimes with a sneaky teh tarik, maybe. But yeah, Johor laksa would be my favorite.
Okay, well, thank you very much for being on the show, and we will catch you on another episode.